Wholeness, YouTube. Fresh day signing back in here. All is now, happy now. It's a gift to be in the present. Okay, it is currently Saturn day in the space and location where I'm at. And if I'm not mistaken, Horus is currently transiting the fifth house. Okay, so I wanted to talk about, as I await some family members, I want to talk about one of our spiritual powers. One of our superpowers we have as spirits. Okay, which would be, okay, so we got faith, belief, creativity / imagination. I want to talk about imagination today. Okay, I want to talk about imagination. Okay, so I'm gonna find a seed and talk about imagination. Hold on, let me find some. You see, this is what we're doing spiritually. You know, just as spirits. You know, because your spirit is your space. So it's like, you know, the way I look at it from my perspective. You know, you see now, I gotta go find my space type shit. I gotta find space, you know, to be able to do this download, or, you know, just put out my perspective on what, you know, on imagination. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so as spirits, our 4 superpowers: faith, belief, creativity / imagination. And, you know, this is something that I'm going to keep reiterating as much as I can. So I want to talk about imagination today. Okay, so when we look at this word imagination, okay, you know, so I break it down with my, you know, my perspective. What I see is Magi-Nation. Okay, so Magi, if you're not, you know, familiar with what a Magi is, or a Magi, some like to say Maggie, you know, M-A-G-I, it's just simply a magician, to make it plain and simple, a magician. And, you know, when beings hear the word magic, you know, when they hear the word magic, it's almost as if, you know, they have a perspective on it like it's out of this world and it doesn't exist and it's total crap. At least beings on a 3D perspective, you know, beings who reside on a 3D way of living, and, you know, they reside on 3D perspective. But, you know, as an individual creator, you know, I reside on the 4th, 5th, 6th dimensional perspective. Okay, so what I want to say to beings on, you know, let's say to elevate that 3D perspective, is that, you know, simply if magic didn't exist, okay, if magic didn't exist, you know, why is the frequency vibration of the word magic here? Okay, if magic is bogus, who created the frequency vibration of this word magic? Okay, so yeah, that's just what I would love to say. Okay, you know, and it's like we're all magicians. You know, it's like an imagination, right? So when you have, let's say, an image in mind, okay, when you have image, okay, and you would love to carry out these images, you know, similar to your dreams, your dream realm, whatever's in your dream realm. Okay, well, should I even compare the image to the dream realm? Because, like, they say, like, when you're here on this conscious realm, you are asleep in the subconscious realm, which is the dream realm itself. Okay, so that's not, I don't even want to compare. Let's say it's almost the same thing, but, you know, you have multiple bodies. Okay, this is just one of my bodies I'm utilizing right now in this conscious realm. This is one of them. But when I shut my eyes and I go into my subconscious realm and I'm in my dream realm, that's another body I have, another vessel that I take up and I use. Okay? So, yeah. It's I'm going to clear misconceptions and make it as simple as possible. Just making it as simple as possible. And just show you that this is something that you are doing. I'm not here to say, what I do is like say simplicity is key, and I just show you like, hey, I'm doing it simply because you're doing it too, and this is what we're all doing. Okay, this is what we're all doing. Okay, so it's like the more consciously aware you become that this is something you are doing, the more you can be more spiritually inclined and be able to utilize your 4 superpowers. Okay? Utilize your 4 superpowers, which is faith, belief, creativity / imagination. So a being that doesn't have much imagination, what can you say about this being? A being that lacks imagination. A being that lacks imagination more than likely is going to dislike beings with imagination. So it's like, yeah, it helps us as spirit to tap more into that right brain, that creativity aspect. Okay, so often we talk about logic and left brain, but it's like I say, we're honoring both. Okay, at least I'm honoring both. Okay, so imagination is more tied, towards that right brain. Okay, and when you have this imagination, you can sort of tie it in with your creativity. Okay, so you have an image in mind. Okay, it's still up there in the mental realm. It's still there. You haven't brought it back down practically. You haven't brought it into this conscious realm yet. Okay, and you haven't willed this image into existence yet. But the more you start, to work towards this image, more you add more feelings and emotions and actions towards this image, aka frequency, vibration, and energy, you start to vibrate in that, you start to vibrate with that, and the more the more feelings and emotions you put into this image, the more heavier it becomes in density. Then it manifests into this physical dense reality. So this is why imagination is very important. Okay, and yeah, this is why imagination is very important. So we all have images in our mind. We all have imagination. Okay, and I don't even want to say people don't have imagination or other spirits don't have imagination, but it's like, I'm just showing you that this is something we're all doing. Okay, and the more you work towards this image in mind, the more you add density to it and take action towards it, you can manifest this image in your mind. Okay, so Fresh Say signing out. Catch you next time. This has been a video on imagination, one of our one of our spiritual powers, which is faith, belief, creativity / imagination. And I'm gonna catch you next now.